Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for joining me. This is the Controversy 7. If you are new to this channel, please be sure to hit subscribe because there's a lot of information coming across your way. This channel is going to be one of the strongest channels for telling truth and telling you the truth without any shame in it. And I'm letting all of you know that this channel will not be silenced, and I am going to be speaking and calling out the real truth as it is. This video right here, as you can see by the title of this video, it is not deceptive, it is not clickbait, it is pure facts. If I did not see this with my own eyes, I would not be here speaking to you and making this video and bringing it to your attention as I am doing so right now. This is going to show you evidence. Now, I do have to be careful with copyrights, so therefore I am going to show you screenshots of the video of the Super Bowl 2018 halftime performance, which was brought to you by none other than Justin Timberlake. Now, diving straight into it, as I'm promising you that I'm trying to stay consistent and not waste much of your time, here is what I would like for you to make note of. And let me reaffirm that this video is about Justin Timberlake performing at Super Bowl number 52, 2018. And it was clear as day. It could not get any more clearer than this. Now, here is the main thing that you need to pay attention to. Justin Timberlake made a tribute to the late pop star known as Prince, who died in 2016. Now, I've done a video before in which I did show Prince before he passed away. He became paranoid and he felt as if he was being watched. And he knew that he was about to die, and in fact he tried to give the warning out to his fans on social media. Anyways, that's not the subject that I'm going to focus on. The main thing that I would like to focus on is, although Justin Timberlake made a quote-unquote tribute to the late Prince, it was not necessarily for Prince per se. This tribute that Justin Timberlake was doing was for a different Prince. Out in the physical world, they want the normal audience, they want the brainwashed, dumbed down society to look at that and say that he was simply doing a tribute to the late pop star known as Prince. However, in order for you to know what kind of Prince Justin Timberlake was really glorifying, you need to know your Bible. If you do not know your Bible, all of this is going to pass you by and you will miss what actually took place, because that was a blatant satanic ritual and summoning of Lucifer right in the center of the Super Bowl. Lucifer, the fallen angel, Satan, the dragon, the serpent of old, was being manifested in that very performance, in that very arena. Demons were being summoned. That is what was taking place during that performance. How do I know this, you may ask? Good question. Here's the evidence. When you look at that holographic image that is playing, that video that is playing in the background of Prince, the pop star, what ends up happening is that being known as Prince, he begins to shapeshift and becomes a devilish-like individual. And you can see the tail, which is used to depict Satan, the fallen angel, and you can see a devil right in the midst of that performance. Now, if you think that that's something, here's the kicker. While that image is being displayed, here are the lyrics that Justin Timberlake was singing. Now, I'm going to point out to you just a few verses and the chorus, and listen to the following. Pay close attention. Now, this will not be in sequential order, and of course it's not going to sound like the music because my voice is not for singing. However, listen to the following words. Verse number 1. I'm not a woman, I'm not a man. I am something that you'll never understand. Verse 2. I'll never beat you, I'll never lie. And if you're evil, I'll forgive you by and by. Verse number 3. I am not your lover, I am not your friend. I am something that you'll never comprehend. Verse number 4. No need to worry, no need to cry. I'm your Messiah, and you're the reason why. The chorus sounds as follows. 'Cause you, I would die for you. Yeah, darling, if you want me to. You, I would die for you. Now, if you read those lyrics, if you listen to how even Justin Timberlake was singing, he ultimately was turning his eyes, his face towards that devil. That is where his attention is. That is where he is drawing the attention of his fellow devil worshippers. They are all worshiping Satan together. So he is saying that he will die for Satan. He will give his life for Lucifer. That first verse alone that says, I am not a man, I am not a woman, I am something that you will never understand, that points us towards that creature known as Baphomet. In other words, a tranny, a goat-looking being. However, although we know that Baphomet is not the actual appearance of Satan, Baphomet is a representation of Satan. These Westerners of the Western civilization, they worship Baphomet, the being that is half goat, half man, and half woman. That is something that you would not be able to understand. That is something that you will not be able to comprehend. That is something beyond you. Yet Satan claims to be the Messiah. Is it not clear as day that that is the Antichrist, the spirit of the Antichrist, which is being promoted to you right in front of you, brought to you by the prince of this world? Bingo! Who is the prince? Who is prince? Oh, that's right, the prince of this world. The Bible tells us who the prince of this world is. The prince of this world is none other than Satan. In fact, listen to the following words, taken from the Bible. Now is the judgment of this world. Now shall the prince of this world be cast out. And now I have told you before it come to pass, that when it come to pass, ye might believe. Hereafter I will not talk much with you, for the prince of this world cometh, and hath nothing in me. The prince of this world is none other than Satan. I think most of you understand this. It was not necessarily Prince, the musician whom they were paying homage to. It was the prince, Satan, whom the world is actually worshiping. That is whom Justin Timberlake was bringing to your attention. In addition to this, Justin Timberlake takes things one step further by introducing the occult ritualistic practice of using mirrors. Mirrors in the world of the occult is associated with invoking spirits or entities, demons. They were clearly invoking the spirits of the dead. However, we know that the dead are asleep. The dead do not speak to the living. If you believed that the dead can communicate with the living, you are under a demonic delusion, because there is no such thing as the living communicating with the dead. Demons were simply being invoked during that performance, and they were simply taking charge of that stadium, and they were also casting spells upon the viewers. The mirrors are used all intentionally. Now let me give you a heads up. That second part of the performance in which they introduced the mirrors, that alone is going to require a whole separate video by itself. The reason is because it's actually quite intriguing and quite interesting, because there's a lot more that has to do with that performance than what meets the eye. So to avoid any further extra time spent on this, all you need to know in simplicity is simply the mirrors were very dangerous. The mirrors were introduced right after the image of the devil was displayed for the people to see. Then they went to the next step of invoking the prince of darkness through the utilization of the mirrors and casting spells upon people. That was blatant, satanic, ritualistic performance that was being performed in front of a live audience, in front of all people around the world on live television, and many people who were tuned in to watch that show, they were watching it with blind eyes, and they were definitely raising their hands and waving them up and down, back and forth as a form of worship and idolatry, not realizing that they were being programmed to fall for the deception of idolatry and worshiping human beings rather than worshiping the living God. There's a lot more to this performance than what meets the eye. So ladies and gentlemen, be sure to tune in to the Controversy 7 for more of these videos. This is the Controversy 7. Thank you for tuning in and for joining me. For those of you that are new, be sure to hit subscribe, and I promise you, you will not regret subscribing to this channel. If you choose not to subscribe, subscribe anyways, and I promise you, you will not regret subscribing to the Controversy 7. Other than that, I'm not going to hold you off. I know you've got better things to do than to watch me. Ladies and gentlemen, do not listen to these musicians. Do not follow them. They are not your idols. Let Jesus Christ be your one and only inspiration. Thank you for joining me. You take care of yourself. Be safe, and I'll see you guys next time.